Week 3 is over, and the Saints have lost to the Carolina Panthers. Yes, you heard me right. Scored 22-14, and the Saints get off to another slow start on offense, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about this offense. We're going to talk about the coaching, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator, because those are the people I want to pinpoint, this wide receiving core. But I'm going to make this quick and stern because this is unacceptable by the Saints offense. But before I get to that, I want to get to the Saints fan and what I'm seeing, because this Saints fan base is pretty divided, and it's divided based on just our quarterback, Jameis Winston. The 5-2 record he put up last year wasn't enough for people before he got his ACL torn in the Tampa Bay game. Some people wrote Jameis Winston off. Some people don't believe he should be the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. And fine, you have your own choice. Some people want Andy Dalton in, but some people don't even give Jameis Winston a chance. I seen from the beginning of the season, before the first game is played, some people he need to be benched. He puts up a good game in Atlanta, a good quarter, I should say, because the offense was struggled that game. But he puts up good fourth quarter, and you still hear the whispers, or you still hear to put Andy Dalton in. But I seen it this game. I'm watching the game, and I check Twitter because I tweet throughout the game. I tweet what I'm seeing, tweet what I think I'm seeing, and just tweet my opinion based on the game or what I'm looking at. And I see a lot of people saying, put Andy Dalton in. And I'm looking at the game, I'm like, you want Andy Dalton in because Jameis is hurt, or do you want Andy Dalton in because Jameis is not playing well, not throwing the ball well, not delivering, not executing? Because a lot of people after that 3 interception game last week, they want to bring that label back on Jameis Winston. I know they're going to do that again with these 2 picks, which if you watch the game, you will see, of course, the first pick tipped by a corner blitz in a spectacular play by Derrick Brown. And the last pick was a Hail Mary when they was on the 1-yard line trying to 99 yards. So people will look at that and be like, oh, he threw another 2 interceptions. But if you watch the game, you'll see the interceptions weren't explicably, I guess, on him or bad. But I just wanted to touch on that because the Saints fan base, get it together, man. We can't just come together and support the quarterback that's on the field for us. Because even if you don't like the quarterback, like the result of the team winning. Because even if the team wins with Jameis, I see people like, oh, man, still, like, he needs to be benched. Like, are you a fan of the team or you just hate Jameis Winston? Because I don't know the difference, and I just had to get that out of my chest because I don't like seeing that on Twitter. I want us to support our team, support overall. If you don't like, of course, if you don't think Jameis should be our franchise quarterback, that's cool. You have your own opinion. But this season, if he's our quarterback and he's on the field, support him. Let's be better fans than that and not just be I don't even want to say haters, but too overcritical of everything he does. Because if he throws an interception, you're right on him. Let's bench him. He threw 3 interceptions. Joe Burrow threw 3 interceptions. You're not on Joe Burrow saying bench him. He had a rough season so far, and he just went to the Super Bowl. Quarterbacks throw interceptions, and I think it's just a throwback, a flashback for people who watch Jameis Winston. When he throws an interception, it just makes a bad throw. They're like, oh, he back to the 30 interception Jameis in Tampa Bay. Give it time, relax. But this one thing I'm not giving time to, because I didn't agree on this anyway, but I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to get off the Saints fan base because I'm a part of that Saints fan base. But I just want us to be better. But let's get to this game and the loss, because this was unacceptable. And I'm pointing to Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen, because these sloppy penalties, they cleaned them up in the second half, but the first half that kills drives on the offense. This on third downs kills first downs for the offense when they're trying to get into a rhythm and you get a flag and you push them back on behind the chains. It's 30-15, it's 2nd and 20. That kills drives and that kills the momentum and demoralizes the team on offense, because you putting up a donut in the first half. That kills the team morale. They should be better, more prepared for this game. Dennis Allen. The offensive line, Pete Carmichael, the offensive play calling, picking up blitzes, running the ball on second down every time is so predictable. Losing to the Carolina Panthers, who are at the bottom of the barrel in every offensive statistic. The Carolina Panthers beat the Saints. Why should I say the Saints beat themselves and Carolina Panthers just assisted? Because Carolina offense was non-existent. other than the catch and run by what's the guy name? Let me look it up. I don't want to misquote myself, but it was a big run by the guy. Charnett Jr., I guess that's the guy who broke PJ Williams and Tyrann Matthews tackles, which was horrible tackling, by the way. The only defensive problem that I had with the game was that play. But back to the offense. Free rushers are running in on critical third downs in the game, like not picked up. Now, if you want to blame Jameis or if you want to blame the play calling of how rushers are just coming in free, untouched, safeties, corners, linebackers, this should have been cleaned up last week with the Tampa Bay game, giving up 6 sacks and 10 pressures, I believe. 10 quarterback hits or 9 quarterback hits. This should have been cleaned up. Chip edge rushers. The offensive line is struggling, as you see. But I want to get to the only successful, because I want to touch on the wide receivers, but I want to get to the successful drive that the Saints have. When Jameis pushed the ball down the field, developing a connection with Chris Olave. When you spread the ball out for Jameis, you spread it out. You put the 4 wide receivers out. You put whichever running back you want in the back will come out. I would like to talk about him too but let me finish my point. When you spread it out and let Jameis throw the ball and be the gunsling he is, and you will have success, especially with an up-tempo, but I don't know what the offense thinks because they get into this situation when they get down. They got into this situation with the Falcons in the fourth quarter when they were down. With Tampa Bay, they got down. It's just, unfortunately, Jameis threw a couple picks in the pick 6 when they were driving on that play. Last week against Tampa Bay, they were driving successfully. He just made a bad throw, and they picked it off. When they get up-tempo and spread the offense out for Jameis, it's successful. But I don't know why it always has to wait to the the fourth quarter to do this, to find success with the offense when you are down. They should get off to faster starts. And penalties do kill the team morale, and it kills drives. So you have to clean up the penalties first. They did that in the second half, but in the first half, if you put up a goose egg, the team is going to be sluggish. The team is going to be looking like, man, we can't even get points on the board. The field goal before the half. I'm sure if the Saints went in with at least something 3, the team morale would have been better. But they're like, oh, damn, we can't get a point on the board. Then a missed kick. You saw Jameis' facial expression in the second half when Will Lutz missed the 48-yard after being sacked. You're like, man, we can't get on the board. But this is what I believe. Out of the wide receiver core that we have, a couple people got hurt. Jarvis Landry got nicked. Michael Thomas went to the tent. Traquan hit his head. So that's 3 guys who got injured. But Jameis still threw for 353 yards. And I don't want to just count stats because these were meaningful yards. This wasn't chump change yards. He laid the ball out there. He made some good throws. He made a couple iffy throws. The Marquez Callaway touchdown was a lucky one, I'll say. But I feel out of the wide receiver, we're too deep at the wide receiver core. We have Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, who's been great so far. We got Marquez Callaway, Traquan Smith, Deontay Hardy, and he was inactive today. And this is my hot take. I think Deontay Hardy will be traded before the trade deadline because when he was active, he wasn't getting any run on the offense. And I think he's an explosive player. Pete Carmichael needs to find a way to get him into the game plan. He needs to find a way to get Deontay Hardy into the game plan because he's too explosive. He's too agile. He's quick. He can do more than just kick returns and punt returns. So I think he's going to be traded because the wide receiver room is too filled, but I think they can use his talent, and I think they should find a way to get him on the field. But I don't want to touch too much on the Panthers. They had some good plays, but the Saints basically lost the game to themselves. Another thing I want to touch on before I let this go, because I'm watching this game and I'm looking at it, and like I said, Alvin Kamara comes back. He had a big fumble. The only that put the Panthers up 7-0, got them all out of the 0 column with a fumble 6. But Alvin Kamara came back, and sometimes I don't know is this just how Alvin Kamara plays, but the effort he has on some play, I just don't know. I don't see the effort that I like to see. Maybe it's just me. If you looking at the game, y'all let me know what y'all think. Because when I see Alvin Kamara plays, I see some plays he's not into it all the time. I don't know if it's just me. I don't want to question his competitiveness or his character, but that's just how I look at it sometimes. I see sometimes he runs out of bounds a lot when he could pick up a first. He on some pass plays he puts in 75% of the effort. I don't know if that's because of the quarterback. He doesn't like the throws or he's just not into it, but that's just what I see. I don't like to see that. And that just frustrates me when I'm watching the game. I don't know if he just plays nonchalant or he's just not giving it full effort. But y'all let me know. It looks like it's half-hearted sometimes. Maybe it was because they had 0 points and he couldn't score. But please let me know what y'all think of Alvin Kamara's performance and how I think he half-heartedly plays sometimes. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. Maybe I'm tripping. But overall, the offensive game plan needs to be better by Pete Carmichael. Dennis Allen needs to prepare his team to cut away from these foolish penalties that kills drives on offenses. Get off to a better start. Help the O-line as much as you could with quick throws. Chip edge rushers. Leave an extra blocker in because the offensive line is struggling picking up blitzes. It's frustrating losing to Carolina Panther team who's at the bottom of the barrel in mostly every offensive category. It's pretty bad. And I don't want to touch nothing on the defense, but because the defense is so great to me, they're special. This is a championship defense. I'm looking at it. Even though we traded away CJ Johnson, Gardner Johnson, excuse me, and Alontae Taylor was out, Marcus May was out. The defense still looked special, even though it was just against Carolina Panthers. They look special each week, other than the 3 quarters against the Falcons. The defense looked great, but the defensive line needs some help with pass rush. Baker had some time to make some plays. He just didn't make any plays. The Saints beat themselves this game, and I'm not feeling good about this offensive line. I love the talent we have on the wide receivers, but this is what I said before the season started. It's going to be on the Jameis and the offensive line to get it done. The playmakers are there. I know Trevor Penning is out. They expect him to come back in November, so they just going to have a hold of the butt to figure this out, and the defensive line needs to get some consistent pressure. Marcus Davenport, where are you? Cam Jordan, where are you? Peyton Turner, where are you? These are the edge guys off the end. Carl Granderson, where are you guys? We need to see you in the backfield, putting pressure on quarterbacks consistently, because the back end is doing their job, I believe. The linebackers are great. Pete Water, Demario Davis. Pete Water has improved so much. I love Pete Water. But I'm very disappointed in the Saints. I'm 1-2 in my predictions, the same as the Saints record. And Carolina pick up their first win of the season. It's only fitting against a division rival, and this game might be important going down the line for a wild card of being first in the division. Not that I think Carolina will be anywhere in contention to win this division, but if you're a Saints fan, you just hope Green Bay beats Tampa and you can stay on course with trying to win this division, the NFC South. But, man, Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael, this is on you. And Saints fans, please get it together. Support your quarterback. This wasn't a bad game by Jameis. This game isn't on Jameis. This game is on the play calling, foolish penalties, and slow starts by the offense. Jameis made some great throws, development and connection with Chris Olave. Hopefully all the wide receivers who got nicked are healthy. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I think we have our game next week in London. Let me make sure and check that for you guys. It's going to be an early one, so y'all got to get up. Saints schedule. Let me pull this up. I think it's next week. Please don't quote me on that. But next week we have the Vikings in London at 8:30 a.m. So get up early. And the Vikings, I think they're losing to Detroit right now. I don't know if they are, but once again, man, Saints lose to the Panthers 22-14. A bad loss. These are games you got to win if you want to make the playoffs. But let's hope Jameis gets a little more healthy. You have an early game. They have to fly out to London. So We don't know. They play Minnesota. Minnesota's no pushover. So we'll see y'all next week, man. Thank you.